Hi FlossTube, I'm Catherine. Welcome back to my channel. If you're returning, if you're new, I welcome you to my channel for the first time. I hope you enjoy what I'm here to share with you. It's a channel about cross stitch. Did I say my name? I'm Catherine. Yeah, I think I said my name. This is gonna be, I have no idea how this video is gonna go. I might not even post it because I'm in a weird, crazy mood today. I've had a really busy day at work and I feel like I've got my soccer mom hair and my bookish glasses. I'm just all over the place, but I have a few notes. Hopefully I won't forget too much. It's been a while, quite a while. I haven't filmed, I don't think, since April. That's a long time. I'm nervous. I haven't done this in a while. Bear with me. I bet you there's going to be tons of editing today because I'm going to have awkward pauses like this. Or maybe I won't edit and you'll see what my videos are like when I don't edit them. There's so much going on. Okay, so the last time I talked to you, 2 videos ago, actually, 2 videos ago, I had talked to you guys about my MiraMay plans. And 2 videos, I'm gonna back up a little bit because I feel like I'm like super close to you guys. So, okay, a little more comfortable for me. Okay, that's better. I talked to you guys about, I was gonna start 15 Mirabilias for MiraMay for the month of May. Got a lot of comments. You're nuts. You're crazy. Yay, can't wait to see them. There were so many different comments. Yeah, that was really crazy. So a couple things happened, which I updated you guys in my last video. Some of my fabrics didn't come in time for May. I realized I was slightly nutty, and 15 Miras, that's like 1 every 2 days. I mean, no, not gonna happen. So I had it narrowed down to about like 5 or 6. So I went into May, MiraMay, planning to do 6. And if you can hear my dogs barking, I am sincerely sorry. I have no idea what they're barking at, and I have no way to control them at the moment. So if you hear them, you probably won't hear them. People say that, oh, don't mind the background noise, and then nobody can hear it anyway. But you might hear it. I don't know. I'll find out when I edit. And I'm not going to cut it out. What was I saying? Okay, so I went into May with 6 planned. I didn't start 6 because that's a little nutty too. I mean, actually I could have started 6, but May turned out to be like, I started, it was like MiraMay, and it turned out to be MiraMay beNot. Work got crazy, family life got crazy. My daughter came home from school. I went and picked her up, drove down to Savannah and back. That was at the end of May. Actually, that was technically actually June, but it felt like May because I don't know where May went. So there was that. And we had car trouble. That was fun. Yeah, we got about 6 hours from home on the way back. This is like a 4-day trip for me. I do about halfway down, halfway back. The day I left, I actually had to postpone leaving because my husband had to have like oral surgery on a tooth. He got like a last minute appointment a couple days before I was supposed to leave. So I was supposed to leave early in the morning on a Thursday, and I didn't get to leave until like later afternoon. So I drive halfway down on one day and then the rest of the way the next day. Coming back, we were halfway back. We stopped for the night, got up from the hotel the next morning and started the car, and there was this loud like noise. You know, the noise. You get the noise and you're like, oh no, the noise. What is it? So I opened the hood and I'm like, I don't know what it is. It sounds like the belt. It sounded like the serpentine belt. It was squealing, making this horrible noise. So I hobbled the car up the street to the gas station, popped the hood, because, you know, gas stations are much better places on the corners of busy intersections near highways for kind passersby to take pity and see if they can help you. which is what happened. A guy came out of nowhere, I don't know where he came from, walked over to us and said, hey, can we help you? Or can I help you? Are you having trouble? And I was like, well, yeah, well, hood was up, so he knew that we were having trouble. Anyway, I looked inside, I was like, it looks like the serpentine belt. It was spinning, it was squealing. So anyway, he's like, well, let me take a look. And I was like, oh, do you know anything about cars? And he's like, oh, a little bit. So he reaches in, he gives the belt a little tug. He's like, well, it doesn't, I mean, I don't know. And he didn't really know what to say. So he just looked at me and he's like, well, I'm not sure there's much I can do, but really sorry you're having trouble. And then I was like, oh, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to look at it. No worries. I know, you know, I just appreciated that you came over and, you know, showed that you cared about two ladies stuck in a parking lot gas station with the hood up. And I don't know where he went. I don't know where he came from. I don't know where he went. There was no car over where he was. But anyway, so I was like, I don't know what to do. So turned the ignition on the car, started it back up again. The noise was gone. The noise was gone. I don't know what this guy did. Okay, this totally reminded me of, if you guys have watched Fauna Pfeiffer's last video, she told the story about the angel that came from nowhere and helped her at a time of crisis along the side of a road, where she was, yeah, she had like broke down, or her car had gone off the road or something. It was winter weather, I think. And this guy came out of nowhere. There were no footprint. I swear it was the same kind of story. And that cycled through my head at that moment. I'm like, oh my goodness, where did this guy come from? So I asked my daughter, I was like, did you see where that guy went? There was like a busy street there. No cars like toward that busy street. It was one truck and it was parked in front of the gas station, like the storefront, and it had a flat tire and it looked like it had been there for a while. But he just like disappeared. I have no idea where he came from. I have no idea where he went. But the car was working. We were 6 hours from home. I looked at my daughter and I'm like, should we try it? And she's like, I don't know. So we did, and we made it all the way home. We even made some stops to turn the car off to go into gas stations and, you know, get snacks or whatever. Came out, started, no issues all the way home. The next morning, I got up, started the car, made the noise again, but we made it home. There's really no explanation for how we made it home. I don't know, but we did. Took it to the mechanic, found out that it wasn't the belt. Of course, found that out after they already replaced the belt. I'm like, well, thank you for replacing it. Could you not have just checked and seen what was wrong with the car first before replacing something that maybe didn't need to be replaced? But, you know, they just do what you tell them sometimes. And it turned out to actually be the power steering fluid had a belt. You guys don't care about this. Why am I telling this story? It's supposed to be about cross stitch. So the power steering hose, I'm going to tell it. I'm sorry, I'm already into the story. I'm going to finish it. So the power steering, there's like a high pressure hose, and we looked down inside and it was like dripping. And they were like, brought my car back to me, and I could hear it when they were driving it toward me, like it was making this noise. I was like, it's not fixed yet, it's not fixed. And the person gets out and I was like, that's not fixed. And they're like, I was wondering, yeah, it's kind of making some noise. I'm like, that's the noise I brought it in for. I'm like, all right. So anyway, the high pressure hose was dripping and leaking when we looked inside, and so I had to get that replaced. And of course, then that's not enough to just replace the hose that was leaking. With the pump, of course, was running dry when we were driving it and it had actually been an issue for a while. It just it surfaced while we were driving, of course, the issue. But the mechanic was like, how did you drive on this? There's like no fluid in there. Like there was like the tiniest little bit of power steering fluid. It's like, how have you been driving this car? I was like, I don't know. I just drove like 28 hours over the last 4 days, and it gave me an issue like the last day, but we still made it home. And he's like, I don't know how you made it home. There's like nothing in there and it's been running dry. So of course you got to get the pump replaced, and I'm not even gonna tell you what it costs to replace stuff, but it was still cheaper than buying another car. So, you know, in this market, when you can't even find another car, I know the history of this car, and it's, anyway, car stuff. I should just cut this whole thing out. Okay, so anyway, back to Stitch Mania. Stitch maybe not. I did start 2. So I got 2 started. 2 Mirabilias. 15 down to 6 actually only got 2, but that's okay. 2 is better than none. So I'm gonna show those to you because I have them right here. And the first one I started was, let's see, Damask Roses. This is a pretty one. I'll show you the picture because I have it here. This is Damask Roses, MD1. This is the very first Nora Corbett Mirabilia design that she ever made. So pretty. There's no beads in this one, so if you're looking for one to start, if you can get your hands on it, it's not too expensive on eBay. I've seen it like around $30. It's really not that expensive. Anyway, this is a nice one to start with. If you don't, it's big. It's very big, but there's no beads. And there's just a little bit of gold metallic braid, which is discontinued, which I also found out. Where is it? Oh, no, never mind. There's no gold metallic in this one. It's the other one. I'll show you that one in a minute. This one's fine. This one is just DMC. And some blends. There's a couple blends in it. It's not bad. Okay, so how far did I get, you ask? Well, let me show you. I'm stitching this on 28 count fabric from Bestitch Me called Mummy, which I really like. And now I'm gonna have to figure out which way is right. Oh, yeah. I didn't get very far. This is how far I got. I mean, can you even see it? I don't know. But, oh, should have had a board or something to put this on. So here's where I got to. This is just her knee coming down. I'll pull the pattern out again. Hold it up so you can see. So it's, oh, I can't even hold them both at the same time. Anyway, it's like right over here and just going up her arm a little bit. That's as far as I got. A little bit of skin. I decided to start in the middle, and as I was working in the middle, I realized I really prefer starting from the top. So I started working my way up here toward her arm, and that's probably what I'll do is I'll work my way up and go up to the top of her head and then just start working my way down like I like to do. So that's that one. Damask Roses. Very pretty. Lots of people working on it. Fiber Arts Amy is working on this one, and she has so much more done. She has her face done. It's so pretty. So pretty. All right, the second one I started, I don't even know what days do I know what days I started? Well, I started that one on May 1st. I know it was May 1st because that was the first day of Mania. So I started that one on May 1st. This one I started on May 7th or 9th, 7th. No, it was the 7th because it was a stitch along. I'm not gonna remember who I was starting this with. If I can find and remember who I was starting this with, I put it in my last video. I'll find it. I'll put it on the screen. This was a start along. This was a start along. We both started it on the 7th. And it is Garden Verses. This is Garden Verses. This one's also out of print, but also not hard to find. I have seen it out on eBay for also in the ballpark of about $30. I don't think that's that bad for an out of print pattern. So this one didn't get as far on as the first one, not even. But I started at the top with her face. This is where I got to, because I love starting with the faces. I love starting at the top. I'm gonna pull it in a little bit. And this one has some gold. It calls for bulgur. What does it call for? I told you this was not going to be a very well orchestrated video, but you know what? You were warned. Her picture's not going to tell me any information. It calls for, oh, it's 284Z gold. And that's all they tell you. That's all the pattern says. 284Z gold. And I'm like, 284Z gold. That used to come on a spool. And I know I have some somewhere. And I looked for it, and I looked for it, and I looked for it, and I looked for it. And I know I have it. I have had it for like 25 years, 20 years, 25 years. And I saved it all this time thinking, oh, someday I'll use that because we all, you know, we stitch everything we buy, right? So I don't know where it went. I don't know. I know it's got to be somewhere, but I've moved I don't know how many times since I've had it, so it's got to be stuck in a drawer or a bin or something. I don't know. Couldn't find it, so I googled and thought, what can I find to replace the 284Z gold? And what I came up with was Treasure Braid, Petite Treasure Braid PB01. And this is the color that it is. It's very yellowy gold, but that's what it calls for. Like, it's a very yellowy gold. In the picture you can see, like, it's in the frame around, it's in her hair that I showed you. So I've already started putting that in her hair, if you can see it. And it might not be very, I don't know if you can see how shiny it is. Maybe if I like tip it a little bit, you can see the gold filament, like it's right here in her hair all through. Anyway, that's what I use. I think it's a good substitution. So if you're working on Garden Verses and you're not quite sure what to substitute for that 284Z gold filament that it calls for, I recommend it. This Petite Treasure Braid PB01. That's what I recommend. Hold it up. And of course I put my finger on the number. And don't look at my fingernails. I have a horrible, when I'm in work calls, I'm just constantly like, I can't just sit here doing nothing. This is so boring. Oh my gosh, I can't do this. So my nails take the brunt of some of the, I wouldn't call it stress. Well, yeah, I would. Work stress, I guess. Anxiety, maybe? I don't know. All right, I'm gonna fold this one up, get it ready. I'm not gonna put everything back away. I can do that later. That'll be so much fun later, putting all this stuff back in the bags. But there's not that much. There's really not that much. I have more haul than I have actual stitching progress. All right, so that was Mania. Like, I got about 2 weeks in and I was like, okay, I've started 2. I've got 3 or 4 more I want to start. And then work was busy. And stuff was busy. And Puppy was busy. Yes, Puppy's still here. For those of you who've watched my channel before, Puppy's still here. He's sweet. He is the sweetest dog. He just needs more confidence. He's scared of everything. He just needs more confidence. But we had an amazing routine down for like 6-8 weeks. It was great. It was perfect. He was happy. We were happy. But we knew it was coming to an end because my daughter was coming home from school for the summer, and he doesn't like new people coming in the house. He just doesn't. No one. He doesn't like anyone. He's starting to kind of warm up to her a little bit, but I swear, we go to bed every night and it's like Groundhog Day. He wakes up, we wake up the next morning, and it's like a reset button. Like, he's just like crazy all over again. So we can make it all the way through the day, and all of a sudden he'll warm up to my daughter, and the next morning he's like, oh my, and he'll start bark, 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 bark. He's like, doesn't know who she is anymore. He acts like he doesn't know who she is. It's just, it's gonna be a very interesting summer. However, I'm still managing to get some stitching done, even through the craziness. But I didn't in May. So, yeah, I didn't want to, I just got to a point I didn't want to start any more Mirabilias. I got burned out pretty quick. Oh well, you know, it happens. I say too much, and I can't cut all those out, so sorry. So what did I do? I felt like doing full coverage again. Do you find that? Like, you're working on, like, oh, I'm working on Mirabilias, and then you get tired of them, and so you're like, oh, I'm just gonna do full coverage. And then you work on full coverage, you're like, oh, yay, full coverage. And then you're like, oh, I'm getting really tired of full coverage. And then you want to work on something else. Then you go to Dimensions. It's exactly what happened. I went to full coverage, worked on my Beauty and the Beast, and the magnets were stuck. All right, so I worked on I pulled out Beauty and the Beast, which is my focus full coverage piece this year. And I'll put a picture of what it's gonna look like when it's done in here. It is a Tilton Crafts design. The artist is Daniel Kordak. I'm stitching it on 25 count Lugana, 1/1 full cross. I'm gonna have to take some stuff off of it. And my goal for the end of June, which I know we're not at the end of June yet, But my goal for the end of June was to get this page finally completed all the way across and filled in. So I did make some progress. I did work, actually, instead of working in columns of 20 across like I was doing before, I started doing that, and then I was like, I'm getting kind of tired of it. So I actually came up here and started working. I did like at least, I think 10 or 20 rows down. So it's starting to fill it in from the top down. And I still have some loose threads there, but anyway, that's where it's at. Isn't his eye so cool? I think his eye is so cool. And of course her face is like gorgeous. It's so much fun to work on because you can see it right in front of you when you're working on it. I'm gonna be so sad when I have to roll it to get down to the next row and I won't be able to see their faces anymore. Hello, I'll peek at you. Okay. Weird mood today. The more I do these videos, the more weird you guys see that I really am. I'm weird. My kids think I'm weird. My husband won't admit that he thinks that I'm weird because he's really smart. But yeah. So I worked on Beauty and the Beast for, I don't think it was very long. And I didn't write it down because I haven't been writing it down lately. I haven't been counting my stitches anymore, which is very liberating. If you're counting stitches and you're feeling like stitching is taking a toll, go 2 days without counting your stitches. I mean, it's one thing if Pattern Keeper keeps track of it for you, that's fine. But just go a couple days and just stitch and not think about it. And if it doesn't drive you absolutely insane not counting your stitches, it can actually be very liberating. Highly recommend. Just take a break and then go back to it later if you really want to. So I got kind of busy, but when I get busy at work, my willpower does not, I'll just show you. I'm gonna put a little clip in here. This is from The Introverted Attorney, if you haven't, or The Introverted Lawyer, or The Introverted Attorney on Instagram. He does these little cartoon videos. Okay, this is exactly me in the month of May, right here.
And what do we do when we're feeling sad? Add to cart. Wait, what? Initiate checkout. Oh my god, no, don't do this. Click here to purchase. No, why are you doing this?
So yeah, I bought a few things. One of the things I bought is a dimensions kit that I found on eBay. It's out of print, and I fell in love with it. I saw it, I've seen it before, and I never bought it, and then I never found it again, but then I found it again, so I had to have it. And it's called Gift of the Eagle Feather. That's what it looks like. The colors are so vibrant and so different because I've been working on so much blue, like with my Beauty and the Beast, and a lot of things I've been working on blue. It's kind of fun working on some reds. And as soon as I bought it and it was delivered, I started it. Because it's that whole cycle I talked about. It's like, oh, I'm working on Mira's. And then you kind of like, and then you like pick up the full coverage and you're like, and then you pick up a dimensions kit. I mean, you just keep cycling through and you're eventually going to find something you want to work on. So I will show you the progress that I have made. I have to remove the pattern because the pattern is on it. I should have thought of that. It's okay, you just get a closer look at my soccer mom hair today. All right, this is how far I got. So I started across the top, working my way across, and I basically did the first block of 10. I don't know if it was a full 10 stitches. Was it 10? No, it wasn't. It was like 1, 2, 3. It was like six rows until it got finished off the first block of 10 because it didn't go all the way up. I don't know why it started on a. It didn't start at the top of the block of 10, it started 4 rows down. So I worked it across the top and I did the Stitch and Mommy style where you, like the typewriter method, where you pick the next stitch and then you stitch it until you run out of thread, and then I picked the next color and stitched it until you run out of thread, and I worked my way across the top. And then I started working my way back, doing a block of 10, not block of 10, 10 rows, which looks like a block of 10, but 10 rows all the way across picking until I would pick until a color until I finished that block of 10, and then I moved over and I just kept going that way. And so I would keep stitching down into the next rows if I had thread still, but then I would come back up into that block of 10 I was working on. And once that block of 10 was done, I just kept moving over. So I don't know if that makes any sense. I have no idea if that makes sense, but that's what I did. But it looks really pretty, I think. I love the colors. The colors are really fun to work with. And surprisingly enough, for a kit that's as old as it is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see how old it is. What year was it? 1999. The threads are in excellent condition. A lot of times the kit threads are okay. I haven't really found too many dimension kits where the threads are bad, but sometimes they shred a little bit. This one, the threads are, they're wonderful. And it's been a while since I've worked a dimensions kit where the threads were so much fun to work with. I'm gonna pause here because I want to show you something that I did. I had a thread organization video that I did a while back. If you're interested in seeing how I store my threads, go check out my old video. But I made a small change into how I do my dimensions kit threads, and I'm gonna go get my threads. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So I did what I usually do with dimensions kits. I have my threads, which are, I put them on floss drops. That's how I do my thread organization. I always put the number from the key on one side, and then on the other side of the thread card, I'll put the blend, if it's a blend or if it's a solid color. I basically just photocopy the key, the chart with the colors, and I just cut them out and tape them on here. But at the top I put whether it's a full cross or if it's a half cross, so that way I can just look at my colors or look at this. I don't have to go back to the key ever because all the information I need is on here. If it's a blend, it tells me what colors I need. Sorry if that's not focusing. But it tells me whether I need one strand of this and 2 strands of that as a blend and what symbol it is. That's not any different from what I said in my last video, but what is different is I've started putting multiple, I could put these all on one binder ring. I could do that, which is what I used to do. But I've started putting them on multiple, and the reason is I put all of my pink or red symbols I put on one ring. I put my, what color is this one? Blue. My blue symbols I put on a separate ring. I've got my black symbols and my green symbols. Oh, this one's get them all mixed up. This is actually green. It's hard to tell. My lighting is bad. My eyes are bad. Anyway, so that's what I do. So when I'm looking at my chart, and I can show just a little bit of the chart because I mean it's out of print, but you can see on the charts there's like all these different colors. There's black, there's red, there's blue, there's green. And you're not gonna be able to figure out the chart from looking at that little thing, so I don't think there's any worry there. But so I put each one, black, blue, red, green, on its own hook or on its own binder ring. Why can I never remember the name of these? But then I hang these on, I've shown you guys before, I have that, it's actually like a mop and broom thing with the little hooks sticking up, and I just put them, it's so much easier to find the symbols when I separate the symbols by color. So, and then of course there's always some that don't have a dedicated symbol, and they're just like, these are the ones that are blends that go along with the ones on here. So as I need them, I just find them on the extra card. So if I can't find it, if the symbol, let's say I pull it out and there's nothing on it, then I know, well, it doesn't have its own, the colors are not specific just to this one symbol. They're probably, the colors are used in multiple symbols. So I just go grab them, and I'll pull and blend 2 or 3 lengths at a time and just hang them off the card so that they're good to go, like ready to go. So when I find that symbol and I need it again, I've already got some blends already pre-blended, ready to go. So, and that was not a very nice explanation. So if you understood that, you should go get a cookie You need a reward for understanding anything tonight that I'm going over. And I think that's it. Is that it? Is that it? No. I have one more project that I've been working on. I'm gonna have to pause you again and go get it because I forgot it. How could I forget it? It's been my monogamous project for like a week. Okay, I'll be right back. So the last thing that I have to show you is a start. It's a sal that I'm doing with Suki, the brown-eyed stitcher. We are both working on the same project. Sabrina, she's so pretty. She's one of my favorites. She's one of the first ones I ever kitted up. And I don't know why I didn't start her right away, but she has a lot of white in her dress. And for those who've watched, I just finished Roses of Provence, and she's got a very large white dress. And I'm doing it again. I'm stitching another Mirabilia with a lady with a very large white dress. I think this one's gonna be a lot more fun though, because look at all the beads. I think the beads are gonna be fun. And I'm gonna bead it as I go because I think that'll help break up a lot of the monotony of stitching. Anyway, so I had mentioned in one of my videos, I think it was the one for my mania plans, and I had said maybe I should do this one twice. If I stitch it twice, I'll stitch it the first time with the beads and I'll stitch it the second time without the beads, and I'll do a conversion to DMC so that you can see them side by side and see what they look like, one with beads, one without, and you can see that there's really no, I mean, you don't have to do beads on a Mirabilia. They're just as beautiful without the beads and just doing DMC floss. So for anyone who doesn't like using beads on their projects, you don't have to. There's a conversion. On the Mill Hill website, there's a conversion from Mill Hill beads to DMC colors, if you're interested. So Suki saw my video and she's like, hey, I'd be willing to do that with you. And I was like, really? Okay, then here we go. So she's doing the version without the beads and I'm gonna do the version with the beads, and somehow when we're done we're gonna have a way to show you guys side by side the one with beads and the one without, and you'll see that both of them, I think they're both gonna look equally gorgeous. So that's the plan. So we're working on it together. We both started it. She started June 6th. I was late to the game. I started June 8th. Work was a little crazy that week, but anyway, I started it. But once I started it, I didn't want to stop working on it. So I've been working on Sabrina for, I guess today's the 7th day, I think. But I have progress. And I'm really excited because she's turning out gorgeous. I want you to see the fabric first, like the fabric. Look at this fabric. I don't know if you can see. This lighting is probably not going to do it justice, and you can see the back of my work. Don't look at the back of my work. It's not pretty. I don't care about the back of my work too much. But it is this beautiful pinky purpley color, and I think the white on it is gonna just pop, and the black beads, and it's gonna be gorgeous. It's 28 count. Picture this plus. It's the color is Sprite, and it's really pretty. So now this is how far I am on it. I'm beading as I go, so I have her earring done, and I have the beading in her hair. There are 2 carom water lilies in this pattern. One of them is in the leaves, so you can see it's got a variegation of green and kind of a dark maroon color, perfect for leaves. And then there's another one here which is called Cardinal. I forget what the other one was. I can look at my pattern. Oh, no, I can't. The pattern's not here. It's missing. It's upstairs. But anyway, the one that's in the roses is called Cardinal. I don't see a lot of irrigation in the Cardinal, but it's very, very subtle, if at all. So anyway, I'm excited. I was on Instagram and I said, I'm on the Monogabus and I don't want to get off until I run out of fuel. So I'm going to keep working on her in the month of June and see how far I get. Yeah, all her skin's done now. which I'm excited about. The skin's okay. I mean, I don't mind doing the skin because it makes her come to life, which is really fun. It's nice to see her come to life. But I am always kind of glad to get the skin done. There's one blend in the skin, and there's one blend in her hair, and there's one more blend that I haven't gotten to yet, so I'm not sure what color it is. It's somewhere in her dress, I think. So there's 3 blends in the pattern. And there's quite a few beads. There's, I think there's like 5 different bead colors and sizes, and treasures? I think there's 1 pack of treasures. Yeah. I make weird facial expressions when I'm talking. When I edit my videos, I look and I go, what kind of weird faces do I make when I'm talking? And then it makes me a little bit paranoid. Like, I probably make the same faces when I'm at work talking to people. They must think I'm weird. They wouldn't be wrong. And that's all my stitching. And you're sitting there thinking, you haven't filmed since April, and that's all you got done since April? Yes, my friends, that is all I got done since April. It's okay. It's okay. Because I'm in a good groove right now with Sabrina, and I have no hopes of getting her done this month. But that's okay. But I'd love to get her done by the end of the summer. Maybe by the end of the summer. We'll see. They slide down my nose. I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys have that problem? I'm like constantly like putting my glasses back up, pushing them up. And I've had these glasses forever because I can't ever find frames that I like. And I don't like these ones either, but they were like the least worst ones. Is that a thing? Least worst? All right, now I'm into shoutouts. I have had so many people say such nice things about my channel in their videos. FlossTube is such a nice place. I had a huge kind shout out from Vanna Pfeiffer herself. Oh my goodness. That was something. I mean, Miss Vanna. I mean, need I say more? Like, wow. I was just like, my face was red thinking like she watched my videos. Oh my goodness. How, like, I'm embarrassed now because like her videos are so amazing and mine are so like, you know, like this. But anyway, I was blown away. So thank you, Vanna. That you are just the sweetest. Jamie from Teeny Weeny Stitches. Have you seen her channel yet? Jamie, Teeny Weeny Stitches. You've got to check her out. She's fairly new. She's got 3 videos out so far. She's done some Dimensions parades, Dimensions Petite Parade. She's just so sweet. She is so sweet. Love watching her videos. She adds lots of storytelling and to each of her pieces that she's working on, which I love to hear. I love to hear when people are working on something, like why it means so much to them, what they love about it, how it makes them feel. So check out Jamie. She's just the sweetest. Pam from Stitching Between the Lines. Like, oh my goodness. Again, like, thank you, Pam. Like, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm speechless. Like, why are people like, I don't know. You guys are watching my channel. I'm so excited. I feel like you know, all these like celebrity stitchers, and I'm like, wow. Megan Stitching Moon. You gotta watch Megan. She lives in Norway. She's from the States, but she lives in Norway. She has amazing projects, but she also has amazing footage of where she lives. She's fun to watch. You've got to watch her. And of course, Fiber Arts Amy. If you haven't seen Amy, my goodness, where have you been? If you love Mirabilias and you haven't seen Amy, where have you been? Okay, everybody knows who Amy is by now, right? Fiber Arts Amy. She's got 250,000 Mirabilias on the go. And I don't think I'm exaggerating. She's got all the Mirabilias on the go. She's got so many of them done and framed and on her walls. Like, go watch her older videos where she does like walkthroughs of all her stuff. Amazing. Speaking of Amy, you guys are aware now. They've announced the Mirabilia themed stitching retreat, October 2023. in Charlotte, North Carolina, Amy from Fiber Arts Amy, and Maggie, Kitschy Whips, have announced this retreat. They're calling it Queen City Stitch Retreat. There's a Facebook group that you can join. There's a Google form you can fill out to let them know if you are interested in going. It's not this October, not 2022, it's October 2023. And Miss Nora Corbett herself is gonna be there. So you're coming, right? Like, I'm gonna be there. I have to be there. That's amazing. I hope there's enough room. I'm not gonna worry about that now, but I hope I get a spot, and we're gonna just go from there. But I'm gonna plan to go unless for some reason there's no room and I can't go, but I'm planning to go. So I hope to see you guys there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I live in St. Louis and I will be driving my minivan. It's fixed now. It works now. And I'm gonna be driving my minivan down to Charlotte, North Carolina. If you live between St. Louis and Charlotte, North Carolina, hit me up. You can jump in my, I'm calling it the Stitchy bus, Stitchy van. Stitchy van? I'll call it the Stitchy van. So I will stop along the way and pick people up, and we will go and we will have fun in my Stitchy bus, Stitchy van, and the party won't end. We'll ride that Stitchy van all the way home. So that's the first retreat, looking forward to. Second retreat I'm really excited about, Stitch North. There's two weekends in 2023 for Stitch North. There's one in April and there's one in May. And I am registered to go to the one in May. I've never been to a Stitch retreat before. I've always wanted to. I got on a waiting list for StitchCon. I think was it that the year of the COVID or something came up? I think something came up, and they finally, I think, got through their wait list, and they pinged me and said, hey, here's an invoice if you can come, and I, for whatever reason, I just couldn't. I think I'd already made plans. I just probably gave up hope that I was even gonna make it, and I had other plans or something. I think something came up with my daughter with school or something. Anyway, so I've never been to a Stitch retreat. So I am signed up to go to Stitch North next year in the May weekend, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Because first of all, it's Canada. Like, that's my home. Like, I'm from Canada. So it's always any reason to go up to my homeland. I love. I think it's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of fun times, a lot of fun people, a lot of fun to be had. I think the April weekend has a whole bunch of people going too, and I wish I could go to both. April sold out. I don't know if there's still room in May or not. There might be. But anyway, if you are going to Stitch North, leave me a comment. Let me know. I'm going to be excited to meet people because I don't have any real life Stitchy friends. It's going to be fun. What else do I have to tell you today? I could show you some of my haul. I don't want to show you everything. I feel a little guilty that I kind of bought a few things. I'll show you a few things. How about that? All right. So I ordered, this is what's funny. This came this week. Tomorrow we get our new Mirabilia pattern announced because it's the 15th of June. So check out the mirabilia.com website or the witchelt.com website, and Nora's new Mirabilia pattern is going to be posted tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I ordered the last one in April when it was released. I ordered it on the 15th of April, but it took until 2 days ago for me to get, almost, this is like 2 months later, for me to get the pattern and the water lilies. So this is Rosamond. This is the pattern, Rosamond, and the water lilies that go with it, and all the beads that go with it. Beads and treasures. There's a lot in this one. So it took I guess Witchelt is really far behind on shipping things. So to get all the beads and everything all in one order, it took that long. So, which is fine. I had thought about maybe starting it in Mania, but I have so many other ones I want to start. So at least I have the beads and the water lilies, so it's ready to go whenever I want to start it. So that's one thing that I got. I got, what else? This is, it's fabric. Better take it out of the plastic. This just came, if you don't like the crinkling, too bad. This is especially crinkly. But I have to leave it in the crinkle plastic because that's where the label is, and I gotta like attach another label onto the fabric. This is from Pole Stitches. It is 28 count Brittany Lugana, and it's Whisper is the color. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. I love the colors in this. I had to have it. It was one that she had on, I think it was on her Etsy shop, and she just had it out there. It was like a fat quarter and it was ready to go. It was already dyed, ready to ship, so I ordered it, and it came very quickly. So that is gonna be so pretty. So there's that. Crinkle, crinkle. All right, I got also, I had a gift card from Amazon. So I went out on Amazon and I thought, well, let me find a Dimensions kit that I don't have. So I found this kit, Silent Flight. I've always wanted this one. Never had it. Always wanted it. I thought I had it. I really thought I bought this one. So I think like probably 5 years ago, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get it because I already have it. And I went through all my kit stash when I was getting all organized in my craft room. I was like, I don't have that one. So now I do. I love this one, Silent Flight. Very pretty. Let's see, where am I gonna put this stuff while I'm showing you? I'll make a pile. I also, okay, this was a lucky find. I have all the Mirabilias, but I don't have all the Nora Corbetts. I don't have very many Nora Corbetts at all because I never collected them. One moment. Dropping stuff. So I don't have any Nora Corbetts, but there are some already out of print. There's now 5 Nora Corbetts that are out of print. I don't know how, but I found Violet, the Pixie Couture collection. Violet available, and that is the price I paid. These are out on eBay for like $300. It's ridiculous. $300 for a pattern. Not doing it. No. So Violet, I found it. And you know, sometimes you find a site and you're like, that could be really outdated inventory, and they maybe don't carry it anymore and they're just listing it because it's old, and maybe this website for this shop isn't even in business anymore, but their website's still up. That's a concern. That's a fear I have if I order anything on a website. I'm like, I don't even know if they're still in business. This could just be a website that's really outdated. Well, I took a chance. It was $15, $2 shipping. I was like, okay, I'm taking a $17 risk to see if this actually shows up, and it did. I was like, oh my goodness. So lucky find. Hold out for these things, I'm telling you. They're out there. You don't have to pay ridiculous amounts of money for patterns. They're out there. So I'm excited about that one. Well, I'm excited about all of them, but you know, that one's pretty cool. Hold on, I gotta make a spot for my pile. All right, and I did buy a few more. I got a few more. Let me get rid of some stuff here. All right, some of the patterns I've always wanted are, I don't know if you like these as much as I do, but they are the Christmas Eve Couriers, the collection. There's like 9 of them because there's one for each of the reindeer, and then there's like Dasher. Hold on, I'm gonna make my pile. All right, Oh, sorry. Bumped you. Oh, there. Okay, better. Dasher. This one is Donner. Got Dancer. That's pretty. Blitzen. Vixen. Look at the bow. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's gorgeous. Cupid. Prancer. Comet. Rudolph, of course. And his red nose. And the last one is Santa's sleigh. So my idea with these patterns is I want to get one piece of fabric. I don't know, I haven't done the measurements yet on how big it will need to be, but I want to do all of them on one piece of fabric and probably have the sleigh in the middle. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then have the 8 on the outside and then have the sleigh in the middle maybe. That's what I'm thinking. So I still have to kind of do the math and chart out dimension, like measurements and placements and that sort of thing, and even borders, like am I going to do borders around them, and yeah, so there's work to do there. That's not going to happen right away, but I'm really happy to have the patterns because Lucky Chance Stitcher Amanda enabled me with her Nora Corbett series of her videos. She's done multiple parade videos, but she's gone through all of her Nora Corbett patterns, and now I want some. So thank you, Amanda. No, I mean that in all, like, sincerely thank you. Thank you. My bank account's not thanking you. That's okay. All right, got a few more. I got some more of the Pixie Couture. I got Rose, which is pretty. This one is Lily. Daisy. Butterflies of the Meadow. Butterflies of Gold. Portrait of Caroline in Pink. Portrait of Lauren in Blue. The Silver Dragonfly. And the Emerald Dragonfly. So this is the beginning of my new Nora Corbett pattern collecting. This is gonna be slow going because she's got like hundreds and I'm not getting all of them. I'm gonna get my favorites. And there's actually 2 more that I got, but I also got the bead packs, the embellishment packs with them. So I also got Fern and Ivy. And I got the 2 embellishment packs that go with them because, you know, why not? They're available. If they're available, might as well. These would be really cute to do. I would really like to do these too. I think Bonna actually said she was going to work on these ones in her last video too, so I thought that was kind of cool. Okay, what else? So I told you I ordered Rosamond in my last video. Hold that thought. Something else here. The bear. I finally got the bear. He arrived. I have not pre-ordered the next one in the series yet. I need to do that because I would like to get them all. I got some fabrics. I got a half yard of Zweigart, and it is Stormy Night Belfast linen. Stormy Night. It's 32 count. And this one I'm thinking of doing Queen of Peace on. I don't know if it's a little too dark. I had another fabric that I bought and it was kind of a gray color. I showed it in my last video, I think, or I think it was my last video I showed it, and I don't know what it is. I wanted something more gray, and that one was more brown. It was like a brownish gray, and I really want more of like a gray, like a real gray. And I think Queen of Peace would look really pretty on the gray, because she does have some of those tones. So that's what I'm thinking about with this one. I also have my Fabrics by Stephanie order came in that I had ordered it a few months ago. These are the fabrics that didn't arrive in time for me to do in May for Stitch Mania, but this is Oceans Tide Fabrics by Stephanie. This is the one I was going to do. Which one was I going to do on this one? I'll have to put it on the screen which one I was going to do on this one, because my brain's not working right now. That's pretty. I just love that. Isn't that gorgeous? So that's what is going to go on this fabric. And then Melody came in, and Melody, this is 28 count linen, half yard. It's hard to show it, but this is what I got to do Sleeping Beauty on. Mirabilia Sleeping Beauty. I think that's going to be really pretty. And Sleeping Beauty is one of my favorite patterns from Mirabilia. It's so hard to pick one, but I've always loved Sleeping Beauty. I always look at that one as one to do, but it looks so big. But they're all big. But I'm going to do that one someday, and I think this is the fabric. This is it. This is the one. All right, so those fabrics came in. And I got a couple more kits. Dimensions Gold Collection kits. I got Rocky Point. I'm from the Maritimes in Canada, where we have lots of lighthouses there, and this reminds me of home. I don't know where it's actually supposed to be of. I don't know, like, if it's based off of an actual place or not, but I'd like to think it's somewhere in Maine or somewhere in New Brunswick, Canada, or Nova Scotia maybe, or Newfoundland, or Prince Edward Island. Take your pick. That's what I like to think. I also have I was in a Victorian ladies mood, like after all the Mirabilias and stuff. So I got a summer stroll. I think that's pretty. Ladies in long dresses. Love them. And the last thing, this is it. This is the last thing. Another lady in a long dress in her garden. This one's got a whole lot of, like, her shawl is just like threads that are all like loose. I think they're loose. Yeah, they look loose. Maybe they're couched. There might be couching on those. But anyway, really pretty. I think that's it. Oh, I did mention though. I told you that I had ordered Rosamond back in April, and it hadn't come, and it hadn't come, and it hadn't come. And I was still waiting. And in May, I was like, you know what? I really want to have that pattern for my collection, because who knows, maybe that order will never get filled. Maybe it'll never show up, which the ways we talk ourselves into things, right? So I went ahead and got it anyway. I went ahead and got it, like by itself, not with the beads, not with anything. So now I have 2 copies of Rosamond. What I'd like to do, because I have now surpassed 2,500 subscribers, I would like to do a giveaway of my extra copy of Rosamond. First of all, to celebrate Mania, which didn't go as planned for me, but that's okay, because a lot of people did a lot of Mirabilia stitching in May. Also because we have a new Mira coming out tomorrow, which is so exciting. So what I'd like you to do is leave a comment below if you're interested in winning. If you leave a comment, use the word princess in your comment. And in my next video, I'll do the random comment picker. And if you've used the word princess in your comment, then you will be entered into the random comment picker, and one of you guys will win Rosamond. I hope that's an okay gift. Is that an okay giveaway? I hope so. I have something really special planned for later this year, closer to the holidays. Not too close to the holidays, but closer to the winter holidays. I have a giveaway planned, but not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but I'm saving that one for something special. For now, I got Rosamond. She's pretty. I am gonna stitch her. She is so pretty. All right, y'all, I think I'm done. I think that's all the updates that I had. And I don't think I've had to edit this too much. I hope not. A couple of times I had to leave and go get stuff. But maybe I'll just try not to edit so much in my videos. I just don't do very well just like sitting and talking for very long. Although I think I did okay today. Thank you to all of you for watching my videos. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for all the beautiful comments that you leave. I have really enjoyed getting to know each and every one of you that sends me comments. Some of you have sent me instant messages, private messages on Instagram. I'm Needleberry Stitcher on Instagram. It's been such a nice community. FlossTube's amazing. So many kind people, so many nice people. So, I mean, everyone is supportive of everybody. People who have stitched for 40 years, people who have stitched for 4 days. You know, it's welcoming to everyone. Everyone's supportive. I hope to keep doing videos. I'll try to do them a little bit more frequently. It's just, like I said, it's been chaos the last, it's not chaos, it's like not the right word, but it's just been really busy. So this summer I think will be, once the weather gets really humid, which it has been in St. Louis, in the Midwest, St. Louis, Missouri, it's been very humid the last 3-4 days. So once the weather is such that I don't like being out in it like this, I do tend to get a little bit more stitching done because I melt in humidity. I melt in the hot weather. When it gets up to 42 Celsius, 107 Fahrenheit, I don't want to be outside with 100% humidity. That's not me. I'm a popsicle and I melt. So anyway, I'm trying to sign off, so I better do that. Thank you again for watching. I hope to see and hear from you all very soon, and bye for now.